Opposition leader Leopoldo Lopez greeting his supporters at his home today. He was moved from a military prison to house arrest after 3 years behind bars.
And today, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro says it was the Supreme Court's decision to transfer Lopez to house arrest. Maduro also said he hopes Lopez will start delivering a message of peace. Lopez, meantime, says he will continue his campaign to remove Maduro from power.
Lopez is serving a 14-year sentence convicted of inciting violence at an anti-government protest. He has already spent 3 years behind bars. Local 10 News reporter Cody Weddle has reaction from outside Lopez's home in Caracas.
Most here today weren't actually expecting to see Leopoldo Lopez, but sure enough, just moments ago, after nearly 3.5 years, Leopoldo Lopez making a public appearance. This, the moment few had anticipated. After nearly 3.5 years in jail, opposition leader Leopoldo Lopez waving to an overjoyed crowd at his Caracas home. A Venezuelan flag in one hand, pumping his other hand in the air.
Leopoldo Lopez nos ha pedido enviarles un breve mensaje.
Members of his party earlier reading off a statement from Lopez in which he remains defiant. If maintaining my convictions and my fight for freedom means running the risk of going back to jail, I am ready to assume that risk. The order to grant house arrest coming early this morning, the Supreme Court saying it was because of Lopez's health.
Leopoldo está bien, gracias a Dios, le han respetado todos sus derechos.
But a woman identifying as his aunt leaving the home saying he was healthy.
El que se cansa pierde.
The crowd here quickly growing to hundreds, singing, chanting, hoping Lopez would hear them inside. I came here to offer support and to spread more joy to this family. And also for Venezuelans, this is a small window of hope.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
But despite what many here are calling a hopeful development, some urging leaders to continue street protests against the government.
Que el día de mañana.
We are reiterating that tomorrow, 100 days of resistance, of street protests, we will return to the streets to fight for the freedom of Venezuela. And the conditions of his house release still remain unclear. Opposition leaders saying here today that their lawyers have not received the conditions of that arrest. In Caracas, I'm Cody Weddle, Local 10 News.
Our team coverage moves to reaction from the Venezuelan community here at home. Ian Margot is live in Doral. Ian.
And there must be a lot of mixed feelings about this. I've spoken to several people, and everyone is happy that he is home with his family, but no one believes this was actually done out of humanitarian reasons. As they said, they believe this is really more of a political move, and there's a lot more to be done. With the release of opposition party leader Leopoldo Lopez on Saturday, a wave of relief swept over Venezuelans across the globe. But Carlos Vecchio, Lopez's close friend and also a member of the Primero Justicia party, says this is only the first step.
He's in his house, but he's not completely free, so it's not enough. It's not enough.
Vecchio tells us Lopez's release came without any warning, and although he's thrilled to be back with his family, the political leader isn't wasting any time getting back to work.
I asked him, how do you feel physically and mentally? And he told me, I'm fine, Carlos, but we need to continue this fight.
That sentiment was echoed by other Venezuelans who have made their homes here in South Florida, like Patricia Andrade.
Leopoldo is a man, he's a father, he has 2 kids. I'm happy for him. But we need to focus in the conflict.
And that conflict continues to rage on. In fact, on July 30th, an election will be held to select who will write the country's new constitution. The thing is, the people of Venezuela never actually voted to write a new constitution. It's an unprecedented move by Maduro that polls show most people in Venezuela oppose.
We need to keep the eyes open because Venezuela is in a conflict. In 3 weeks, an illegal election.
What we are doing on the streets in Venezuela, what we are getting from the international community is getting results. So we need to keep pushing in order to get back, democracy in our country.
And a quick correction, Leopoldo is the leader of the Voluntad Popular party. Now, there were some local lawmakers reacting to the news. Congresswoman Ileana Ross-Layton saying the House arrest is a sham concession by the Maduro regime to appear reasonable. Venezuela won't rest until Leopoldo is truly free. And Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart also took to Twitter saying, "We will continue to demand freedom for Venezuelan people and release for all Venezuelan political prisoners." An interesting thing to note, Carlos Vecchio told me today when he spoke with Leopoldo this morning, Leopoldo told him he felt healthy, which goes exactly against what the Maduro regime said, the reasoning for releasing Leopoldo in the first place. We're live in Doral tonight. Ian Margol, Local 10 News.